Welcome to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm, of course, Dr. Cush, along with my barback Kyle. I'm not a real doctor, but I did spend almost 2 decades running some of LA's best bars. After years of teaching classes and training bartenders, I want to demystify the cocktail world for you. Let's try a few new things as I open up my bar to everybody. Belly up, chat, and let's have a drink. It's here. Don't worry about it, everybody. Welcome, everybody, to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I am Dr. Cush. I've had a kind of a long day. I woke up this morning in Las Vegas, and since have had kind of a whirlwind to get to the bar. But we are at the bar now, and we're making a drink. We are making a, I would say we are making the cutest drink we've ever made on this show. I feel like that's kind of a big thing to claim, and yet here I am claiming it. We're making a drink called the White Cloud. It's by Mariano Lucidini. We all know Mariano Lucidini, big Don the Beachcomber bartender, basically bartended at all of the Don the Beachcombers across the United States, ended up at the Moai for a little bit. This guy was certainly one of the unsung heroes of the Tiki movement. I think we'll probably do a series with him soon on the My Favorite Bartender series, because there's no doubt that this dude did a lot. So that's what we're doing tonight. We're making a White Cloud. We're going to be doing a little blending. We're going to be using a unique, certainly a unique glass for cocktails. I've never seen a cocktail served in the glass. We're serving it in tonight. And then we're just going to sort of, hang out. So that's what the bar is all about. So thank you, everybody. I'm sorry about missing Tuesday. So we are moving our Tiki Tuesday to today, making this Tiki Thursday. Congratulations to all of us making it to Tiki Thursday. Let me say hello to the people. Oh, one sec. Let me just, there we go. Let me say hello to the people. There is our good friend, Shawnee Panabaker. Good evening to y'all. There he is. Amy Beer is here. Amy, hello to Sean and everyone else. At that point, it was only Sean. So if you want your hellos, you got to talk to Amy Beer now. Reminder to people like Amy Beer who are going to make it to the Arizona Tiki Oasis. Tickets for my seminar go on sale on Monday. At what time? I don't know. But on Monday. At what time? Not sure. But on Monday. So make sure you're there on Monday. Bon calling in from work. Now, I always tell you guys, if you're watching this from somewhere else, be careful about drinking and doing this. I know some of you watch it in your car on the way to and from places. Certainly, do not open up your little car bar and start drinking. Bon, I'm going to leave this one up to you. If you want to drink along with us at work, it's up to you. I learned a lot just reading these comments real quick. There's first of all, there is a lottery going on out in Maryland. Shawnee didn't know about it. Don't worry about that. But this is what I learned. Did you know that it is illegal to have a lottery in Nevada? I didn't know that. I'm just right now returning from Nevada, and I feel like you can bet on literally anything in Nevada. You can literally bet on anything. I think I saw a little sign for when the cure for cancer was coming. Can you bet on it? I think you could, but apparently they draw the line at lotteries. Nevada is a strange place. I will say that. There's our good friend Kyle asking for a tiki taka taka tuka 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 taka 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 taka. Can I do it long enough to get the thing up? No. Good to see you, Kyle. Thanks for holding it down the bar whilst I was gone. We were starting a little late because Kyle requested a drink right before we started. Put me a little behind, but I like to see Kyle happy. Yes, all lotteries we found out. So it's in the Constitution. It's pretty crazy. Let me say hello to my nieces, Arch and Avi. You might know Arch. She drew this right here that did end up in my go bag when the fires were happening. I wasn't going to lose that. Oh, it's the casinos that want it that way. They don't want you gambling from home. Get your butt up. get in there and go play the Big Bang Theory slot machine. That's what we need from you guys. Street PI, it is Tiki Thursday. It's an odd one. It's a weird one. But Street's here, so it does make it feel like it's Tuesday. So thanks for being here, Street. We love when Street shows up. There is Paul Bell Amaro. Cheers to you, buddy. I think you'll have the glass, Paul, but I don't think you've ever used it for a cocktail. Howdy to Doug. Howdy, y'all, to Doug. Oh, let me say hello to Alex's Life. You might not see Alex's Life right there because Alex is joining us from Twitch. Finally got Twitch working. I've never seen a Twitch one come in since we got the whole new system, and this is great. Monday, help. That day is going to be nuts. Uh-oh. Bonbon, I have a feeling. It's just deep in my heart. I have a feeling. If you can't get a ticket to my seminar, there's a back door. There's a back door to the seminar. We will get Bonbon in no matter what. This is my Bonbon, or this is my Bonbon podcast. We have to start that immediately. This is my bourbon podcast. Well, hello, buddy. Good to see you. Love to see the bourbon podcast in here. This is a fun little treat when the bourbon podcast shows up. Now, bourbon podcast, I know for a fact that you will have the glass we're serving this in. But we'll figure it out. You're very welcome there, Bonbon. I promise, Bonbon, you will not miss my seminar. Tickets go on sale on Monday for the Arizona Tiki Oasis seminars. Let me say hello real quick to Jeremy Foote. Jeremy Foote. Good to see you, Jeremy Foote. Okay. Cutest drink we've ever made. I'm trying to think of a cuter drink. I know we've made some very teeny poos cafes. I know that we've made some with like decorations, some sort of garnish that goes on it. I don't think that these are as cute as the drink we're about to make today. This is a drink by a man named Mariano Lucidini. His name is Mariano Lucidini. Why got so confused about his name. Mariano Lucidini. One of the great unsung tiki bartenders. This dude did everything. In fact, if you ever get your hands on, I'll just reach right down randomly, something like this by a guy named Jeff Berry right there. If you ever find a Jeff Berry book, I guarantee you will find a Mariano Lucidini cocktail, because Mariano Lucidini's son was pretty free and loose with his dad's recipes. He let Jeff get in there, sort of see some of the recipes. I don't know how Jeff Beachbum Berry did it. I'd love to hear the story about how, like, does he have a photographic memory? What did he do? But he was able to sort of scroll through a bunch of these things, these recipe books, and was able to pull stuff out. This is one of those. It's called the White Cloud. It didn't show up on very many recipes or on very many menus. Apparently, it showed up in Cincinnati for a little bit at one of the bars out there, but it didn't really show up in a lot of places. So it's one of those like lost to time cocktail recipes, and that is, if anything, this show loves that the most. So that's what we're making tonight. We're making the White Cloud. We are going to be using our Hamilton Beach blender. We call it Hammy Sagar, obviously, and we're going to be blending that up, and we are going to be using, I want to show you how cute this is, this glass. The whole cocktail, in theory, will fit into this glass. This is called a Glencairn glass. It is meant for smelling, tasting, trying whiskeys, tequilas, anything with that big ethanol coming out of it. The reason that it's shaped like this, of course, is because this little fat part down here gets enough air so that everything can sort of react with the air. And then it's skinnier up here so that we can get all of the fumes, all of the aromas coming up to our nose. So hopefully by the end of this, we are going to be able to fit a whole cocktail right in there. I'm skeptical, but hopeful. Let's get into it. This thing is extra tropical. It's got a lot of extra tropical ingredients. We are doing this in Hammy Sagar, so I just had Hammy Sagar's little thing sitting out here, and now I've put it somewhere that, it's been kind of one of those days, guys. Oh, here it is, right here. This is Hammy Sagar's little thing. It's a little bigger than a normal mixing tin. We are going to be blending this a little bit. Let me say hello real quick before I get too far to The Blue Moose. That is awesome. Feels like you're about to vote somebody off the island. Can't believe there's only 17 viewers. You know what, though? The Blue Moose, we've only been doing this. I mean, it's a baby show. We've only been doing this for 5 years, 3 nights a week. So eventually, I do think this will really take off. But the 17 people watching it right now, they're part of the big 30. We usually only get about 30 people ever watching this thing. So make sure that your situation is nice and empty. Step 1. Clean 2, if you can. Not everybody can do clean glasses, but I think it's highly recommended. Let's start over here. If you are ever going to be putting in any kind of thing like cocoa nuts, Coco Real, Coco Lopez, homemade coconut cream, put that in. I can't stress this enough. First. Reason we want to put it in first is because whatever little jigger, whatever little thing we're going to be putting in here, we need to break this stuff down. So we want as much motion, as much friction getting on top of that so that it breaks down, incorporates into the drink, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I know the rule is normally cheapest ingredients first, and this stuff, not expensive by any means. We'll be using some cheaper ingredients, but not expensive. That's what we do. So, it's leaking out. Perfectly fine, perfectly fine. We want to put in 1/2 ounce of some Coco Real, Coco Lopez, homemade coconut cream. We want something in Lucidine's. Oh, this is a live show, I can just tell you. In Lucidine's notes, he wrote, put in coconut juice. Coconut juice. And it took Beachbum Berry a little while to figure that out because he knew it wasn't coconut water. There's not enough sweet for this to make it into the coconut water. It isn't the coconut rum, not coconut rum. Too much rum. Well, you can't have too much rum. You can have too much rum. But it turns out that after doing some experiments, the only way to get this big white cloud look was this stuff. So we're going to be putting in 1/2 ounce of some cocoa cream. Glug, 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 glug. Pour that in. Let's see if we can win an award real quick by fixing our camera. Just get it a little higher. There we go. Excellent. We are going to take a little, why don't we just take a little knife in there, get whatever we can't out. This is how the show goes. To the Blue Moose and everybody else joining. For the first time. That's how the show usually goes. Cool. We got our coconut cream in there. We can put this back in the refrigerator for another 14 years. Never see from it again. Okay. In my opinion, the next best thing to put into this cocktail in order to make sure that it all blends well is some acid. Well, we have a couple acids that we can throw in here. But the acid that we've chosen is our pseudo juice. There it is. Pseudo juice right there, indicated by the I. I is for lime. It's super acidic. We created it in the lab here with things like citric acid, malic acid, lemon or lime peels, sugar, oleosaccharum, all kinds of good stuff. We're going to go ahead and put in 1/2 ounce of some lime juice. There we go, 1/2 ounce. And I don't know how, if you're working in a bar and you're about to do this, maybe don't do this. Maybe just think twice. But since I'm here in my bar, and only I will be drinking this drink because I made Kyle a drink earlier, we're just going to give that a little stir so that all of that Coco Lopez coconut cream is in, and we'll dump it. Really not loving how this is so low. Live show issues, live show issues. There we go. And now it's cockeyed. Oh yeah, we'll win an award for that, no doubt. They still give out streamies to people that have really, really stable cameras. Smelling good, looking good. It's cloudy. Called the white cloud. That's what we want. Drop this here, put this here. Now, let's spice it up a little bit, shall we? Let's find a little spice. This is a tiki drink. Mariano Lucidini was a true tiki bartender. If he needed a little spice in his drink, what's he going to reach for? The tiki spice. What's in tiki spice? Let me tell you about it. Velvet falernum. We're using our homemade. That's just going to absolutely drive me crazy. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm now behind the camera like I'm Spielberg. Really going to get this shot right Yeah, we're gonna have to call that it. Velvet falernum. Velvet falernum is an almond and clove and just every tiki spice you can think thrown into one drink. We, of course, to make it velvety, we went through an entire night one time milk washing it. So it's super milk wash now. You don't need much of this, especially if you are using the homemade stuff. The homemade stuff is really, really spicy, but if you're using something similar to the Velvet Falernum, the John D. Taylor's Velvet Falernum, you're in a good spot. You're in a good spot. You just need a 1/4 ounce. We just need, this is, again, cutest drink we've ever made. Teeniest drink we've ever made. Go ahead and throw in 1/4 of an ounce of some Velvet Falair. Excellent. We're doing great so far, guys. Well ahead of the curve. Okay. Why not? Why not? We are going to be talking at the Arizona Tiki Oasis about a number of different cocktails. We're going to be throwing in some orange curacao into this. Orange curacao will make a drink fancy. Fanciness in a cocktail usually equals a daisy. Now, if you think about this cocktail for more than half a second, I wouldn't recommend it. Honestly, that's too much to think about this cocktail. But if you do, you can probably relate this cocktail to something like a daisy, like a margarita. It's got similar feelings, at least a similar vibe, as the children say, as a margarita. It's kind of like a Cosmo a little bit. Obviously, there's coconuts, so that's going to throw everything off. Everybody's going to get all higgledy-piggledy. Coconut doesn't work in a Cosmo. It might not. It might. It might not. But with the addition of a little bit of orange curacao, we're using the Grand Gala, which is technically an orange brandy, but you gotta get technical on this podcast all of a sudden, or on this podcast. On this, I got the bourbon podcast in here. On this show tonight, we are not. 1/4 ounce of some of our Grand Gala, whatever orange curacao you have, and if you don't have orange curacao, little triple sec, never hurt anybody. And a quick little tip: you want a blue cloud? I think you know where I'm going. We need a 1/4 ounce of some orange curacao, please. One of my favorite sounds. Me imitating liquor pouring out of a bottle. Hashtag, they're calling for Dr. Cush's Exotic Podcast. Yeah, I'll just do that in my spare time. That sounds like a good time. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, the Glencairn. The Glencairn, we got that ready to go. Let me say hello to the low carb cocktail guy. Low carb cocktail guy, I will have an answer about being in Louisiana very soon, most likely tomorrow. So I will let you guys know whether I will also be speaking in a place called Louisiana Tiki Festival, I believe you guys call it. Yep, producer Barback, there's our guy. I could always start with coconut cream so the rest of the ingredients rinse out of the jigger. It's weird like that. Yeah, always. This is a professional bartender. He knows exactly what to do professionally. A good evening to our good friend Bootopes, who showed up. Oh, good. I was hoping Scotty DuBois would come in. The next ingredient is sponsored by our good friend Scotty DuBois. This is the last little bits of our Probitas. This recipe actually does not call for just any white rum. It calls for white Cuban rum, a great white Cuban rum, or at least a Cuban rum, is Bacardi. So if you just have Bacardi, if the party started with Bacardi, you don't know what to do with that last 1 ounce of Bacardi, this would be a great thing. I, however, thinking real hard about this, I think that the Probitas will do very well. This is a pot stilled rum. It's still going to have a little bit of that funk to it. This stuff is, in my opinion, one of the better rums on the market. Couldn't find it for a while, so I did find it at a store recently with my booze dealer, Matt. He let me know that they are getting some in. So I will be able to finally replace Scotty DuBois' bottle, and we will go from there. So we will have a new bottle of Probitas coming to us here soon. What do we need? How much? Remember, cutest glass we've ever had. Cutest drink we've ever had. 1 ounce. That's it. This is like an opening song. This is so that you understand the thematics of the music coming up. This would be something that you would slide to somebody as they sat down at the bar. A little champagne, a little cotton candy. Think of this as cotton candy. 1 ounce of a white rum. I have an idea of what to do with that little bit. Shot, 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 shot. Everybody. We need a little bit of ice. Since we're using hammy sagar here, we have to do already crushed ice. So find some crushed ice that's already beat up like that. I don't think that this cocktail will work well if you put in whole ice and then put it into a blender. I don't really trust blenders for these teeny tiny little drinks like that. This is meant for the hammy. So let's bring out Hammy Sagar real quick. It's right here, our good friend Hammy, named after his full name, Hamilton Hagar Beach. Oh, this one right here, obviously. Hamilton Hagar Beach, right there. This is what I was looking for as the show began. I didn't know whether or not we would find it, but I don't know if you can ever get this little piece replaced ever. I think once you have one, it's kind of yours for life. It's like a wedding ring or something. You can't just replace a wedding ring. We're going to throw this right in here. And why don't we bring in Blender Cam? Whoop. Hey, everybody. Let's get it right in there. There we go. Blender Cam, so we can see what's going on. I don't use this blender enough. I don't use Hammy Sagar enough to know exactly what I'm doing, so I will always do it wrong the first time. We're doing this on a light blend. There's already crushed ice in here. We just need a quick whip to get all that stuff in. You can shake this if you want. The problem is always going to be that coconut cream. When you shake coconut cream, it doesn't always integrate. It doesn't always like find its place. That's the theory. Oh, there we go, right there. And away we go. Oh my goodness gracious. Whoa. Nailed it. Hashtag put it on soup. I wish this one had a soup setting. It does not. Probitas is pretty close to Havana Club in flavors. Yeah, it's there. It's whenever they talk about a Cuban style rum, unfortunately, just because I'm a U.S. citizen that for some reason I'm the only person I know that doesn't break the law and go out to Cuba. I don't get a lot of Cuban rum coming across my way, so I know that Bacardi is a Cuban style rum. And thus, I have a feeling that I am a little prejudiced against all Cuban-style rums that maybe I think that they all taste that way. All right, here it is. That's the glass right there, my friends. Look how cute that is. I feel like there's way more juice in here than will fit in here, but I've been surprised before. So we're going to go ahead and pour this into a Glencairn glass, not normally a tiki glass, and I don't know a lot of tiki bars that even carry Glencairn glasses. How come? I'll show you. Where? Oh, there you are. Boop, boop, boop. Just make a little noise, make a little noise. Because when you taste rum, you're not supposed to taste rum out of a Glencairn glass. You're supposed to taste it out of one of these. Why? Because people think rum drinkers are stupid. I don't know what the little divot in the bottom of that is. I don't know enough about it. I do whiskey tastings, so I drink my rum out of that. But that is technically one of the ways that you're supposed to drink rum straight. I don't know. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and dump this in here. Oh, we're so close. Honestly, that's my fault. I just put a little too much ice in there. Like a 1/16 of a scoop too much ice in there. Look at that. How freaking cute this little drink is. Obviously, because it's so cute, we definitely need to garnish it. So we're going to take a mermaid, Put a mermaid right there. Obviously, mermaids love clouds. That's mythology. I can't change that. It's just how mythology works. We'll just put all of them on here. We'll put a little squid on here too. There we go. Do I have a monkey? Monkey just fell. All right. Well, we'll put a. Oh, there's a monkey. I feel like I'll just knock the whole thing over if I start working on that monkey. We'll put in one of these little guys so that the mermaid doesn't get burned. How cute is this? Probably, I would say, our cutest drink that's ever happened. Let me say hello. I think we had a couple people join. Let me say hello to Moose. Moose. Need to find my old, yes. Need to find my old sleeping routines with you guys. Moose, I just want to let you know that this show is recorded. We love having you here, but I really don't want this to ruin your sleep stuff. Okay. There are never too many bottles of bourbon that you can have on hand. But that is true. I run out of space really quickly, and then Kyle yells at me because there's more for him to sweep. I don't know. I don't know if this is a straw situation. It didn't mention anything about straws, so we're going to throw a straw in here anyway. Get this straw right in there. And that's that. This right here, my friends, the cutest drink we've ever made on Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. This is the White Cloud by Mariano Lucidini, one of the great bartenders in Tiki. Let's see how we did. Cheers. Hey. That's, oh. We're talking about prejudices already. I'm prejudiced a little bit against Cuban-style rums because, of course, the only Cuban-style rum that I can legally get is one called Bacardi. I'm sure there's more, but that's the only one that I know. I'm also usually a little prejudiced against coconut juice, coconut cream. I always think that coconut cream is just going to taste like nothing but coconuts. I feel like we're just going to be left with a big old coconut mouth. I don't want coconut mouth. Had it. Didn't care for it. I don't want coconut mouth ever again. I took a whole week off work with coconut mouth once. But this is, the coconut is very subtle. I can taste specifically, because I know the taste very well, of the Velvet Falernum that we made. It's certainly, even though it's only a quarter in there, it's great. The rum stands out. I would not, if I was you, I would not use a Bacardi. I think you can probably even get away in this one with something more like an Agricole, something that is white, because it is called the White Cloud. You know what? I bet if you put in like Myers or something really nice and dark and big and thick like that, you can probably call it a storm cloud, right? Because it would like look a little darker. I'm not writing your menu for you. I'm just letting you know. But find a rum, because the rum is certainly there, even though it's only an ounce. Everything else is so small as well. The orange makes an appearance for sure. Not as coconutty as I thought it would be, which is a very nice revelation. This is highly recommend. Highly recommend. And you can batch this one right up. What does that make it? It makes it 1 part, 2 parts, 4 parts, right? Yeah, 1 part, 2 part, 4 parts. So just 1 part, you're going to do 1 part of the Grand Gala, 1 part of the Velvet Falernum, and then it's going to be 2 parts, so just double those, to lime and coconut cream, and then just double that again and put in that much rum. Blend this up. The one thing that's tough, and Kyle will let you know, these are the worst glasses on earth to wash. They are not fun to wash. They're not easy to wash. There are little nooks and crannies. It seems like it's one solid little piece right in here. Delicate. And stuff hides. So compare, contrast to pina colada, please. Oh, I will. I will contrast it to a pina colada. I personally love pineapple juice, and I love rum. and I tolerate, for the most time, coconut. This is better than a pina colada. This is better than a pina colada. This tastes... we've talked about theory about what's a tiki drink, what's not a tiki drink. I don't think a pina colada is a tiki drink. This one is a tiki drink. You can taste that there's just that spice in there that I think the falernum sort of brings this in. This is better than a pina colada. It doesn't taste overly sweet. It's not an overly sweet cocktail. There's depth to it that there isn't in a pina colada. This would be similar if you're looking for a pina colada, but like the not so much a like a cruise drink, like a carnival cruise situation. This is absolutely the way to go. Dishwasher works great for these glasses. I've chipped a couple in the dishwasher, so I'm nervous about the dishwasher there, Doug. They just get little. They're so delicate, they just chip on me. Maybe my dishwasher is industrial strength and it's just throwing them around. Use a baby brush to clean. Yeah, the baby bottle brush. Maybe it's time to go buy a baby bottle brush. Butopia really wants coconut Lopez mouth. I'm telling you, listen, like I said, I had to take that whole week off of work once because of that. Let me say hello to Nate Atias. Good to see you, Nate. Always a pleasure, my friend. Never a chore. Yeah, Doug says that. Yeah, Lulu says that's cheating. I got to agree. Yeah, Shawnee Panabaker chipped one too. Once you chip one of these things, you can't drink whiskey out of them. You just never know what's going on. What did Amy do? One second. Let me just... let me say hello to WandaVision. WandaVision's joined us before and is joining us again. Good to see you there, WandaVision. What a nice little surprise that WandaVision showed up. I wish I would have tried something. I'm reading these backwards now, so it's like I'm reading these from the future. Okay. That's that, guys. Okay. It's delicious. The final word. I don't have a rating system for cocktails. Different cocktails work at different times. We don't rate cocktails. But it is delicious and cute. Look how cute that is. I can probably have... I should only have one of these. Let's grow up a little bit. That's what I got for you guys tonight. We are trying to keep these to 30 minutes, but I think I've already done... Yeah, I've only done 42 minutes. A reminder... My hair going. A reminder to everybody that Arizona Tiki Oasis seminar tickets go on sale on Monday. My seminar is called The Secret of the 7 Cocktails and How You Can Use Them in Your Tiki Bar. It's a long name, but it's everything that we will do. We will be making 3 cocktails. We'll be going over all 7 styles of cocktails and exactly how we use them in Tiki so that we can get the formula down for all of our cocktails and go from there. And this time, surprise, I will have a slideshow. Apparently slideshows are big at these things, and me not having one was odd. It was odd. I put together one at the last second, but Paul is at 80 bottles of bourbon. Paul, that is a lie. There is no way you only have 80 bottles of bourbon. I have been to Paul's house. There is no way that is only 80. Oh, I guess if you're talking about just bourbon, that might be true. That's why we invented floor bourbon. When did we invent floor bourbon? Who was part of that whole thing? Paul, probably. All right. I got small bottle brushes, cotton at the tip for cleaning them. That's a good idea. I'll figure it out. We're gonna figure out how these things get cleaned, because I know that now the one thing about these guys is a coconut is gonna stick in there, and now my bourbon's gonna taste like coconut for the rest of my life. Thank you guys so much for showing up. We're gonna be back here on Saturday for our big show. I'm still trying to get my friend Chris onto it. I have been sort of all over the place recently. I've not been very good at producing the show, but we will find a way. Tipping. We will find a way to get this show back on its feet time-wise. We just, you just run out of time. That is correct. It is fireplace bourbon. Paul does keep bourbon in his fireplace. It's odd. It's odd. Thank you so much. Let's hang out again on Saturday. You guys are the greatest group of people to ever assemble on the internet. I appreciate all the new people that showed up tonight. I have a feeling it's because I put that little red dot in there. And where did I get the little red dot idea? This is my bourbon podcast. I saw that he was live. I couldn't jump in today. I was running all over the place, but he put those little red dots on there, and that seemed to work. So thank you. This is my bourbon podcast. We got to have you on the show soon. This is my bourbon podcast, or I got to have me on your show. We got to figure it out. We'll figure it out together. This is my wife saying woo-woo stuff. Thank you guys so much, and let's hang out again some other time. Watch these people that are going to be scrolling by. These are my patrons. These are the people that keep the bar alive monetarily, and those of you that show up, you keep the bar alive spiritually. So thank you for that, and thank you to all the spirits that actually keep the bar alive spiritually. Till next time, what do we always say?
Bye bye.
Then what do we say real quick? We say because we're still looking.
Are you Dr. Jinga Janga?
We'll find him.
Bye.
Bye.